Hey everybody, welcome back to another session. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ayal on. Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you, Emily. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet
Well,
you.
this is a super short session, so I want to make sure that we give Ayal all the time that we can. He wants to do a super quick demonstration of Lily. So if you've not heard of it, I think you're going to love it. I love the fact that you guys have built a platform specifically designed for how freelancers need to do banking. And so let's go ahead and bring on your presentation. And let me add that to the screen. I'm going to go away so that you have your time. So if you guys have questions while he's doing his presentation, please go ahead and put them in, and we will take care of them at the end of his short demo.
Thank you, Emily, and hello, everyone. Nice to meet everyone. My name is Ayal. I head product strategy and business development at Lily, which I'm excited to share a little bit about. Lily is, as Emily mentioned, a bank designed for freelancers. We've been around since 2019, and we're all about basically helping freelancers improve their finances and manage their money. I have a short presentation just to give you a little bit more about Lily and what we do, and hopefully that can help and provide a setting for the Q&A, which I'm looking forward to. So a little background, our mission is really to empower the independent workers and freelancers of the world with the financial tools and services they need to balance between their work and life in one account. And some context to that, I think, is, as we all know, freelancers have kind of been underserved by financial services for many years because, well, many traditional banks and solutions will offer solutions for small businesses. So, for example, they support small business loans, or they might provide payroll solutions. Freelancers don't typically fall into that specific category. And then on the other hand, freelancers or the solutions today provided by personal checking or personal banking accounts don't always solve all the pain points that freelancers might have related to running a business, paying their self-employment taxes, and unique financial needs that freelancers need. And that's where Lily comes into play, and that's what we're trying to help and provide solutions for, mainly focusing on mobile banking, expense management, and tax tools, which I'll try to cover. But I think the most important thing is that Lily is laser focused, target focused, solely focused on freelancers, sole proprietors, self-employed, and independent contractors. So it's not another niche segment or another target audience that we try to cater to. It's all that we do. It's everything that we are working towards. And so out of that, some of the things that you can do with Lily and some of our kind of key features. So first and foremost, it costs nothing. There's no account fees, no minimum balance. You can receive payments from direct deposits up to 2 days early. So it's really, there's no barriers to try the Lily account. Once you open an account, you'll receive a Visa debit business card. It's a Visa card, so it's accepted anywhere. You have access to free ATM withdrawals, and you can deposit cash at partner retailers, which we partner with Green Dot. The main feature or kind of the killer feature that we have at Lily is the idea that you can categorize your expenses instantly. So the main idea with Lily is that you don't need to have separate bank accounts. You don't need a personal and a business bank account. Basically, with Lily, all you need is one account. And every time you swipe the card, you can easily categorize it. It's almost a Tinder-like experience. You swipe right or swipe left, and you can categorize an expense for work or life. What that does is it instantly generates expense reports and helps you basically separate and manage your money related to all your business expense. And those expense reports, you'll receive them on a quarterly basis to help you support your tax payments and get a better perspective on how you're doing from a financial perspective related to your business. Additional features allow you to automatically save towards taxes. So you set a fixed percentage, and we help you define what that percentage is. And any income that you receive, you can set aside money towards your taxes. So when tax season comes along, you don't have to work too hard to have that money available to either pay your taxes or use them for that. Additional things, which are just the fact that we're a mobile bank, a digital bank, so instant notifications on any transactions or activities related to your account or to your money. So anytime you swipe the card, money comes in, and action is required. you'll get those notifications immediately, and visual insights and graphs to help you better understand where you stand with your money related to your business or your personal life as well. So that's kind of what Lily is providing at the moment, and we're constantly growing and adding new features and new services. And I'm going to stop here just so that we do leave some time for Q&A, as I'm curious to see and to hear what people care about. And hopefully it'll be a good discussion.
Yeah, I love that last slide that did have all the pieces of what Lily is doing. So thank you so much again for making a platform, one, that we can use like this. And I also love how quick and easy you guys have made it. The swipe left, swipe, and that you guys call it the Tinder experience. Yeah. So I don't have questions yet. So if you guys have any questions in there, please go ahead. But I personally have a couple of questions that I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. So real quick, I'm curious, what's the benefit of having an account with Lily versus like a traditional bank account? I know you talked about, you don't have the fees and stuff like that. Is there any other things that make it beneficial?
Right. So I think there's a few things to maybe point out. The first one is Lily is designed specifically for freelancer needs. So it's a bank that is built specifically for us. And it takes into account the fact that you do need to manage your expenses and categorize them and stay on top of them. It helps you move money in and out very easily. It's mobile and digital, and so it's very accessible. It's modern, and basically 24/7 in your pocket. So there are certain things I think that right just from the bat, we're just solely focused on the freelancers, whereas with traditional banks, sometimes freelancers are just another target segment that they might decide to cater to or not. Second aspect is the idea of having everything in your bank account or an all-in-one solution. So typically freelancers, and we know this, will use multiple tools to manage their money or manage their expenses or pay their taxes or send invoices, or multiple tools that they might be using at once. And with Lily, we try to provide them with one solution to solve for that. So you can manage your money, you can save towards taxes, you can manage your expenses. So everything is happening in one place as opposed to using 3 or 4 separate tools.
So on the swipe left and right, does that also apply to income that comes in?
Yeah, so with income, I mean, income is always it's not really something you categorize, right?
Well, like if I had a W-2, if I still had, a job, whether it be full-time or part-time, I was just curious how I would manage that in your platform.
Right. So we support, it doesn't matter if you're full-time or part-time. And the idea that you can separate between work and life is to allow you to define basically how you want to manage your money. There's benefits to receiving a W-2 or direct deposit just because the money comes in sooner. And hopefully with Lily, you'll be able to properly see and manage kind of your different sources of income and expenses and easily look after that.
So I remember from a conversation that we had a few days ago, you said that there wasn't any fees. You even talked about it earlier. So there's no fees for, no setup fees, no monthly fees. So it makes me wonder, how will Lily stay in business? How does that work?
Right. So this is related to how we built the company and how we structured the bank. There's no management fees because our business model is not centered around customer fees. We provide a Visa debit card, and so we collect interchange fees from transactions, and so that is not something that the Lily customer will pay for in any way. It's how modern digital banks are kind of structured and built.
I had no idea.
And that's how we're trying to structure our business as well. So to the customer, there are no account fees or minimum balances or anything like that.
Okay. So, what do I need to set up account? I know that a lot of banks require all kinds of documentation and everything else. What are you guys going to require from me?
Setting up an account is very easy and accessible. It literally takes 3 minutes. All you need to do is you can either go on the website or download the app and go through an onboarding process to open an account. You'll be asked to provide some basic information, your name, your address, contact details, and identity, so social security, and that's pretty much it. And
Okay.
it's very, very straightforward.
I do like the fact that it'll take me 3 minutes, and that's it. So, you had mentioned earlier, that a lot of us use a bunch of different tools. So I'm assuming I am still going to need to use an accounting tool and an invoicing tool and that kind of stuff.
Well, hopefully not for long.
Okay.
Some of these tools we have actively developed, and they're accessible. So, for example, in terms of accounting, if you use Lily for all your expenses and your income, you don't need any additional accounting software.
Nice.
Because you'll be able to immediately categorize your expenses and either use that for business insights, accounting purposes, or to use them to pay your taxes, or export them if you do have external tools that you want to provide that information. So you can easily do that. When it comes to taxes, again, we help you save towards them, and hopefully in the near future, we'll also enable you to complete the cycle and pay them and do everything that you need within. But we help you calculate how much you should save, set aside that money, and pay your taxes by providing those expense reports. And additional tools. I mean, we're constantly rolling out, and so the plan is that you will not need
any additional tools. Because if I remember correctly, one of our other conversations is that the accounting back end, for lack of a better term, matches up with their Schedule C, which all of you guys that have freelanced even one cycle and had to do taxes are at least somewhat familiar with the Schedule C. Is that accurate? Did I remember that?
Right.
Correctly?
So we try to align the categories. The way it happens is, so let's say you swipe the card and you bought office supplies. Then in the app, immediately you'll get a notification and the ability to define if this was a work or life expense. So you swipe as a work expense. And then we will automatically categorize it according to the Schedule C categories that we see fit. And you can always go in and edit if for you this wasn't exactly the right thing. But it automatically does it. You can upload a receipt, of course, and
nice,
and all the information about the date of purchase, the location, everything is in the app and easily accessible.
Awesome. So there is a talk coming up here later this afternoon by Verenia Hatch about, knowing your financial future. One of the things I saw on one of the slides was all the graphs and stuff. So it sounds like you also have built in there a way for us to kind of quickly get a feel for, how much we're spending, where is it going, how much we're making, is the one we're making higher than the one we're spending? Are the bars leveling out? How's that working? Is that true?
Oh yeah. You can. And the challenge here, I think, there's a lot of. So I've been in finance and fintech for many years, and I think there has always been this kind of growing trend around. They call them, like, the professional term is PFM tools, or personal finance management tools.
Okay.
Like Mint.com is a major player.
Oh, I remember Mint. Yeah.
And one of the biggest challenges with these tools is they provide you with a lot of information, a lot of data, a lot of graphs, a lot of things to digest. And it becomes a bit overwhelming. And so a lot of people will end up not using them on a daily basis, or reverting to kind of traditional either Excel or Google Sheets or Post-its, if that's how they prefer to do it. So we took a slightly different approach to this, where we tried to keep it super, super simple and focus on, keep the main thing the main thing. So our graphs are really, they allow you to quickly understand kind of on a month by month basis your income or your expense levels, and through very simple toggles kind of go between monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And that's kind of it. And it's trying to minimize. And you can always drill down and go see the specific transactions and go see the specific things. But the idea is to keep it simple and to cover kind of the 80% of the cases and needs.
I love tools, and I love people even talking more about ways to and reasons to know our numbers, right? And so to have a tool like what you guys have that allows us to not only simplify the process of pulling in our financial data, managing our financial data, the time it happens. And I talk with a lot of freelancers about how much of your business can you just integrate into your lifestyle. So for me, the thought of being at a restaurant, I just paid the bill and now it just showed up in my Lily app, let's just say, and I can just immediately right then, swipe it left or right because it's a business expense. It goes right in, I'm done. Maybe I go ahead and take a picture of that receipt, right? So all of my accounting for that moment is done, and it took me seconds. And then to be able to have access, like you said, to these, did you call it PFM, Personal Finance Management? I just learned a new acronym today.
We don't call them that. We just call them insights.
Okay, insights. At least once a month, maybe looking at, how much am I spending on marketing? How much am I spending on, taking clients or potential clients out to eat and things like that? Being able to have access to that, because it's easy to lose track and not pay attention to what we're spending and end up with the bars in the wrong direction at the end of the month.
For sure. And, and that's something also I think it's important to point out. We try to work closely with our customers and get feedback. And if there's ways that we can improve or provide more features or optimize how things are done, that's what we're looking for. And,
Cool.
And I think one of the biggest feedbacks that we've gotten so far is, it's similar to what you just described, is how easy and simple it is. So I really hopefully encourage anyone that's joining the session today to try it out, just because it should be probably the easiest, simplest banking experience they've ever had, and that's what we're kind of thriving for.
Yeah, I know a lot of us just kind of just don't even pay attention to banking because it's, one of the conversations that we're having on Friday is 100 freelancers talking money. And I'm super excited about that. In fact, you and I have another session right before that. So I think it's going to be a great lead in for that as well. So if you watch this today or even watching it between now and Friday and you have some questions, bring them on Friday. Super happy to get those answered. You can also find Lily is a part of the Proudly Supported By along the side of your screen there. So you can always click on that and go straight to their site and get to these guys and ask them questions or go ahead and set up your account. And I think it's about time we let people get on to the next session. I'm so thankful for your time today and helping people understand this option.
Great. Thank you, Emily. And thank you to everyone. And like you said, please feel free to reach out and happy to support.
Oh, I do have one question that just showed up.
Oh.
Can you have two questions? Can you add credit card expense detail?
External? Is that?
It just says, can you add credit card expense detail? So I'm going to ask whoever put that on there if you can give a little bit more detail on that so that we can answer it correctly. And then the second one is, can you have multiple cards and limits, thinking of like a virtual assistant?
Right. So that would be kind of setting up virtual cards, if I understand that question. So our approach to this right now, and I think I understand both, so I'll try to answer both. But right now with Lily, we offer a digital card. So that means that even before you receive your physical card in the mail, you can start using the Lily card once you open the account. You'll have it accessible in the app, and you can add it to your Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, etc. So it's not multiple cards; it's your one digital card. And there are features within the app that help you to manage the usage of your card. You can freeze and unfreeze it, and you can always report anything that you need through the app instantly. So if there's any problem, And that's kind of the approach that we're taking right now, which we believe is more, right now it's more secure and more relevant, is how we approach it. In terms of the external credit card expense, so, I mean, again, this is something that we want you to use the Lily card because we believe that it'll help you manage your money better and keep it all in one place. So you can use your Lily card and then you'll get all your expenses. And if you want to add external card expenses, like if you have another credit card or if you have an alternative card that you want to use, you can easily export your expenses in Lily and add other expenses to that. But right now, that's not something that we have in the app. To be honest, it's an internal discussion whether we should or shouldn't. So it's always good to get feedback on that and kind of get an understanding of what people are looking for. So.
All right. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for some questions. Again, I need to let you go so we can get on to the next session. So if you have more questions, again, you can reach out to Lily directly. They're on the side there. You can see their Lily picture logo, and we will be back on at 11 o'clock Central on Friday with Ayal. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.